Bonsoir, bitches. It's your boy JR, alongside my homeboy Ian,
Yo, yo.
and we are pretty much gonna talk about the season premiere of Hannibal, season three, the first episode, Antipasto, I believe it was called. Am I correct?
Yes.
It was a little bit trippy, in my opinion, because it felt like, well, at least based on what I saw, it seemed like there were two realities going on there. Am
It
I wrong?
was it was a like the black and white scenes with Eddie Izzard or Gideon, um, were like before, and then the times with Gillian Anderson or Bedelia, um, was current time.
Okay. Now, the scenes with Eddie Izzard, that's before he escaped to Europe with Bedelia?
I in my interpretation was that was a scene that happened in between seasons.
Okay, okay. Because, as you know, the ending of last season, he escaped with Bedelia, assuming they were going to Europe. So I was just trying to figure out the exact timeline and time frame of war, what exactly was going on there. Um, I read a couple things online that it could have been a fantasy as well, like the black and white was the reality, and then you know the Europe thing that was going on there, and was it Rome? I think no, Florence. I'm sorry,
Yes.
was the fantasy.
Yeah, I mean
If you
it could all be taken that way as well. I mean, you don't get a definitive answer at the end of the episode either. So it'll be interesting. Next week we're going to catch up with Will Graham and all of them. But I mean, at the end of the episode, Bedelia makes a mention that of those characters, like you're going to bring them down on us. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't necessarily think I align with that belief, though.
Yeah, I don't know what to think, to be quite honest with you. I need, I think, another episode to compress everything together and see exactly where they're going to take it or whatever. And like I said, I especially want to know what was going on there with the two different realities. It seemed. If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you do. Eddie Izzard, great as always. I thought he's done solid work in this series. I
Could you
feel,
imagine being fed yourself?
dude. That I don't know if you've seen the movie Tusk, but that right there was a scene out of the movie Tusk. It's pretty fucking crazy, and that totally reminded me too of that. What was it called? That guy in Germany, like maybe like 10 years ago, who was looking for volunteers to be cannibalized. And
Yes,
yeah, you remember that, right? I think they call him
yes,
the Rotterdam or Rottenberg butcher or
uh,
something like that. It's a pretty crazy
right.
story, and it was very similar to that. I mean, they essentially were just eating this one dude who was, high on pain meds, and Eddie Izzard sort of the same, except he had the IV, and sampling his leg, and I don't know. Speaking of which, I love the cooking scenes and where they get the close ups of everything. Even though I don't eat seafood or anything like that.
I don't know how this show is on basic cable.
I was gonna agreed. I totally agreed. I'm floored by that because for a basic cable show, it's very graphic and the stories are very dark. Usually things are a little bit more cheery and happy
They're
with these
family
cop
friendly.
dramas. Like it's quote unquote dark, but not really. There's usually happy endings. There hasn't really been a happy ending in Hannibal so far.
Well, I mean, this season's going to be going into Red Dragon, so we're going to see a lot more of that story arc. So maybe this season will buck that trend. I mean, because if they finish, I mean, it ends on a highish note. If they follow the novel.
Yeah, you're a little more familiar with the novels than I am. Like, I can only really speak from watching the movies and stuff like that. I sort of like really draw comparisons and knowledge from. I try to bone up with stuff by reading up on the wikis and everything like that. But I have not read the novels. But I do enjoy the hell out of the show. And one thing I wanted to touch on as well. So in Bedelia's reality, excuse me, it seems like she was under the narcotic effects that Will Graham was in season two. Well, throughout season one and two, pretty much when he was Hannibal's patient. Do you agree with that? Did you notice that as well? I felt
I
like she was
I
hallucinating a
feel
lot. I don't know.
I feel like none of those characters, Will, Hannibal, and Bedelia, Hannibal to a lesser extent, but none of them see anything clearly. I think that they're all not just like, evil, but they're all twisted in a way. And they all have their issues to work through. And I mean, you even got hints of that last season when when she was introduced, and she was, and you got to know her character, that she didn't feel like she was all there anyway. So now that we get, closer to this character, and she sinks into the bathtub and she falls.
Very, very hot seat, by the way. I mean, I don't know if that was really her body, but if
I
that is
doubt
her
it.
body, my lord, that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I think, well, touching on the visuals, this series is some of the most amazing looking TV you'll get,
Yep,
like, anywhere. It
agreed.
is just visually stunning. This first episode was pure art. Like, it was just a magnificent piece of art from beginning to end. Each shot felt so, like, specifically crafted. Um, I love the saturation of each color and just the high contrast. Like, it's such a pungent, like, texture to the whole show, and it's like that throughout. And this season premiere, though it was slow going, felt that had so much more impact because of the way that it was shot. Just the slow motion on the drop dripping out of the
The rabbit there
the
in
rabbit's
the shot.
head,
Yep.
or the slow mo of, the bubbles in the champagne glasses in the beginning, or just the dramatic walking scenes of her through Florence, and the colors. Oh my, I just the whole episode was just beautifully shot.
Yeah, I agree. I love the whole darkness aspect of it too. And the locales they chose to shoot, like some of those rooms reminded me of rooms you'd see in like a museum or something like that. It was
Absolutely.
very amazing. Love the locales that they chose for that. I'm wondering if this season is going to take place completely in Europe, or if they're going to move away back to dark and dreary, or was it Virginia? I think it was.
Right.
So
Well, we'll
yeah,
see. I mean, it'll be interesting. Again, next week's we're gonna bring back
the main
Will, and
protagonists.
yep,
Yep.
and all the FBI characters. So it'll be interesting.
Do you think that Lawrence Fishburne's character is dead, Jack Crawford?
No, I don't.
Okay,
No,
okay,
I
all
don't.
right, all right.
Um,
Because he got
but
busted up pretty bad at that finale there. So
yeah, he definitely did. He definitely got, glass to the throat. But
yep.
I wanna the
Well,
I
so did
wanna
that
believe
girl.
that
What
he's
was her
still
name?
alive.
Abigail. Abigail got her throat slit as well, and she survived. So
Yep.
yeah,
So
it's gonna be interesting to see it. I mean, like I agree with you. It was a little bit slow paced, but that is fine for me. The whole show, it's not really an action packed show. It's a show that focuses more on story and I guess not mind games is the word I'm looking for, but
psychological drama. Absolutely.
there you go, a psychological drama. Yeah, it's really great to watch, and I'm excited for the season. And
Absolutely.
overall grade though, what would you give the episode in terms of in terms of a season premiere?
9 out of 10. Nine
Nine
out
out
of
of
ten.
ten.
Yep.
Okay.
It gave you it left an impact emotionally, visually, um, and it made me wanting more. Made me want, and the fact they intentionally left out 90% of the major characters makes you say, "I want to know what's going to happen next." So,
Okay, agreed. I won't go a 9 out of 10, but I'll go maybe an 8 out of 10 because I was kind of hoping to find out what was going on with the other characters, but that's just, me. So, but it looks like we'll find out next week, and we're gonna catch you guys up with that. Do you have anything else to add, bro?
no, man. I just the clip for next episode was really interesting. So I mean, like I said, it'll be nice to we are gonna get some will and some will action the next episode. So look forward to that.
Sounds good. Anyways, before closing out here, I just want to remind you guys again to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and spread the word. We appreciate you guys listening to these. This has been JR and Ian for the Geek Gods. Peace out.